Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is St. Patrick's Day, and by the looks of it, I've already done one eye off camera, and this is what we are working with today. So I'm super excited to do the other eye and to have it all finished. So I wanted to show you guys how I did it. So for my palette, as always, I'm using my James Charles palette. I'm obviously just sticking to the greens today, so I'll be using these two colors right here. These greens are so good. Like I have said before, greens are very intimidating, but when you have a good shade that has good pigment and it blends beautifully, this is what you get. So I'm going to show you guys how I did this eye. I already primed my eye. I did a little brow moment, if you will, but for my two brushes that I'm mainly using are okay, so for the two brushes that I'm mainly using is the Morphe 562 brush and the Morphe X jaclynhill JH39, and I'm missing another brush. I'm also using this JH42 brush, just a little tiny precise flat brush. So I'm going to go into that dark green first, and I'm going to put it right in the inner corner of my eye. I'm not going to really blow this out, as you can see. I'm just going to keep it mostly in the inner corner. And as always, just pack and blend, take your time. It's gonna look really crazy before it looks put together. But I really love doing green shades as much as I do purple. I think even though they're both very intimidating colors, they're very easy to work with. Like I said, if you do have a good shade. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the light green now, and I'm gonna blend out that shade. This green is so good too. Guys, I have a lot of good comments about this palette. I'm sorry if it gets a little annoying, but this palette is really good. Especially if you're someone who likes to get out of your comfort zone and try different looks. This is definitely a palette to pick up if you haven't already. And then I'm going to keep packing and blending to my desired shade. So now that I have it to the intensity that I like for now, I'm going to cut my crease with my 2-in-1 foundation from Milani with a little precise pencil brush, brush like this. You could also use a makeup wipe because it does tend to like mix in with the foundation, so it turns into like a light green. But if you're gonna use a shade on top of the lid, it kind of just defeats the purpose of really using a makeup wipe. But if you want it to look more cleaner and sharper, you can do that. But I'm just going to clean it with some foundation. So I just set it with any type of white eyeshadow that you have. Doesn't really matter because I'm gonna cover it anyways with another shade. So now I'm going to the 35 Desert Bouquet palette from Morphe, and I'm going to use this shade right here. I'm going to use some 6 Plus, maybe 6 Plus. I'm going to use some Fix Plus because it is a little bit, there's a lot of fallout from this shade. So, and it just intensifies the shade anyways, so. Let me go ahead and you see that? It's so pretty. What better way to celebrate St. Patrick's Day with doing a dramatic green look? I do apologize ahead of time if you do hear Mickey Mouse in the background. My son is watching TV right now. Okay, so now we're going to move on. I'm going to use an angled brush to do my eyeshadow wing. So I'm going into that same dark shade, and we are going to make a wing with that and hope to baby Jesus that it comes out the same. Start from the middle. which it is kind of very easy to just clean it up anyways if you do mess up. That's the beauty of makeup anyways, but it's just obviously a little bit harder when you do eyeliner, when you mess up with eyeliner, than it is eyeshadow. So I'm going to go back into my pencil brush and dip into that dark green shade and just smudge out this eyeshadow. And then I'm gonna go back and forth between both brushes just to pack and blend, pack and blend. You get the drill. And it doesn't have to be sharp right now. I will clean it up later with a makeup wipe, so I'm not too worried about it looking a hot mess right now, but you gotta trust the process. But really. Okay, so now I'm going into that other shade, dipping into that green and blending that out. Okay, so now we're on to my jewels. I'm using the duo glue just to place, just to place these where I want them in hopes I can get them in the same spot. Because sometimes, you know, they're not. And I'm using a light green. I don't know if you guys can tell that these are light green. They might come off a little clear because of the green. But and pack these babies on. I just did my foundation off camera since I have showed it multiple times on my channel. And as you guys do enjoy seeing me do my foundation, that I really don't mind doing it, but I know for some people it gets a little boring seeing the same routine all the time. By the way, I'm using my NARS foundation. One of my favorites. Probably one of the most that's my first expensive foundation that I have ever bought, and I have loved it ever since. Today has been a busy morning, but I'm so happy that the weekend is coming, and I hope you guys are having a good week. Okay, so to set the places that I have highlighted, I'm using my Wet n Wild Bare Focus Clarifying powder in translucent, and I already set under my eyes. I'm just going to set anywhere else that I have highlighted, my chin, my forehead, and then I will go in with my loose powders. And I still use my Maybelline Fit Me powders. Those have not changed in a very long time. I know I should switch it up, but who wants to do that? I mean, you know. I know at some point I should, but I really want to try the Charlotte Tilbury powder. I heard that one's really good. I want to try Beauty Bakery. I heard their translucent, their baking powder is pretty good as well. But this one is really good too. I think all Maybelline, like I was saying, I think all Maybelline products are really good. So if you do get the chance to try these powders, you really should. So for my bronzer, I'm using 355 and Coconut as always. Those haven't changed. Put a little more than you usually would, because compared to this, you look kind of washed out. Okay, so now that I am baking, I'm going to do my blush. I'm using my e.l.f. blush in bright pink. this on. Look how much life blush gives you. I love blush so much. When I first started wearing makeup, I used to wear a ton of blush. It was really bad, but you know, I'm still pretty much the same way, so it was the only really thing I was allowed to wear besides mascara at the time. Okay. And I'm going to wipe off my bake first before I do my highlighter. Okay, so I'm going to set my face with my e.l.f. Stay All Night Setting Spray. Let that dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender just to make sure that everything is blended seamlessly. And then I'm gonna use my Makeup Revolution highlighter. It broke, the top is, so it's just, you know, it's just hanging around. But I'm going to use a fan brush. Okay, I'm gonna go back into that dark green. I already tightlined my waterline with some black jawliner. And I'm just gonna use this smudge brush to tightline my waterline even further with that dark green. And then smoke it out again with that light green. Pretty much the same thing I did on the bottom to the top. Okay, so we're just gonna do my eyelashes real quick. I feel so weird putting eyelashes on without eyeliner. I never usually do makeup looks without eyeliner. So this is definitely getting out of my comfort zone, which is a good thing, you know. You don't want to be stuck in your old routine either, but... Okay, so for my lip liner, I'm using Bite Me from Morphe. My lip combo never changes. Definitely should though. I heard Jaclynhill's lip liners are really good too. And also Kylie Jenner's. I actually never tried Kylie Jenner's stuff. I think I've only tried her skincare and I really did like it. But I got like the mini kit one, so I couldn't really give like a good review about it. Okay guys, so this is the finished makeup look. I really hope you guys like it as much as I do. This is definitely what I wanted in my, you know, what I pictured in my head. So I'm really glad that it came out the way I wanted it to. I still feel like a little bit washed out, but it just happens when you do a bright color like this. But I really do love it, and thanks to each and every one of you guys again for liking and subscribing to my channel. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my next video.